Good afternoon. When I went into private practice, I realized that I knew absolutely nothing about managing a private practice. Having spent several years teaching geriatrics to medical residents, I realized that they too know nothing about the financial information necessary to manage their own lives or their own practice of medicine. The purpose of this course is to provide an introduction into 4 areas of finance, which I trust you will find to be quite useful in the future. Also is included an introduction to Microsoft Excel for those who are unfamiliar with the program. The spreadsheet program, for example Excel, is the most useful of any program that currently exists. It's easy to use and extremely flexible. Once you have created a program and have ensured that it works properly, you can go back to it at any time in the future, knowing that the results you get are accurate. Knowing something about bookkeeping can enable you to keep track of your finances, either personal or business, and enables you to keep track of what cash is coming in and what is going out. The financial statement is a summary bookkeeping process. You may have had to have completed a financial statement when obtaining a loan for a car or a house. The report shows what you own and what you owe at a particular date and shows what your income and your expenses are over a period of time. Another area of finance enables us to tell what's going to happen to money over a period of time. Think of a loan. A loan starts, there's a certain rate, and at the future, the loan is finally paid off. There are 5 factors in finance that are important, that if you know 4 of them, you can compute the 5th. The first is the principal, or the loan amount. The second, the interest rate per period, not per year. Third, the number of periods, not the number of years. The payment per period, and finally, the future value, which is the value of the financial stream at the end. The final piece of this financial puzzle is budgeting. It enables you to plan your financial future to make optimum use of your income and prevent any financial disaster. When you open an Excel spreadsheet, the first thing you see is a bunch of boxes. Each box contains either number or text. The text can be extremely useful as a label to identify the information contained in that cell, and is extremely important because although you may know what you're doing right now, in a month or 2, when you look at the spreadsheet again and it has no labels, you will spend a significant amount of time trying to figure out what you did, or even have to reinvent the problem that you had already solved. The information in each cell can either be independent or dependent. An independent variable is something that you type in and will remain unchanged and independent of any change in any other cell. The dependent variable is one which contains information that depends on the information in another cell or in several cells. All dependent variables begin with an equal sign. Let's do a problem. The first will be one with a single independent variable and a single dependent variable. First, let's place the labels. Label the program so that we know what it's supposed to do. Then we place the dependent variables and the independent variables. The independent variable is pounds. The dependent variable is kilos. The next thing we do is in the box next to the weight in pounds, let's put in 186. We put in 186, not 186 pounds, which would make it a label and non-numeric. Notice there is no equal sign. This is going to be an independent variable and depends only what we type in the box. In the adjacent box, the weight in kilos, we are going to compute the kilogram value. The formula for weight in kilos equals the weight in pounds divided by 2.2. Start with an equal sign, click on the box that has the information, then divide by 2.2. So the weight in kilos is 54.5 pounds. Now that I have an operating program, I can change the value in the pounds box to say 50. And notice I get the new kilos. What you do not want to do is to change the information in the dependent box, else your program will no longer work. One thing you could consider doing is changing the background of your dependent variables so that you do not accidentally change them. Now, I would like you to put your video on pause and create the following program. Label the program, label the independent variables and the dependent variables. I trust that after you having done the program, you would have something looking like this. The program title, the area of the triangle, the width 15, the height 12, and the area of the triangle equal to 15 times 12 divided by 2. If you click in the box, you see in the line above equal B2 times B3 divided by 2, where the B2 and the B3 are the specific cell addresses of each of the variables. Much of the power of spreadsheet programs are the built-in functions. This is going to be used frequently throughout the remainder of the course. Let us assume we're going to do a small study where we have a number of patients who have different glucoses. We are interested in finding out the average. The way to compute the average, or any function from that matter, is this way. Go to the formulas. In the case of average, enter more functions, statistical, select average. It opens a box that if you click on it, it allows you to select the boxes that go into the function. Then enter. This is OK. And so as you see, it computes the average for the information contained in box B2 through box B6. Now you can change any one of the numbers in the column to something else, and you'll find that you have a new average. For example, change the 135 to 185. Notice my new average is 162. The point is that Excel has a huge number of formulas and functions that can be used for almost anything. Now, let's do a program that has two dependent variables and several independent variables. Let's use the Colecroft-Gault equation to compute estimated GFR. The GFR for men, of course, equals 140 minus age times the weight in kilos divided by 72 divided by creatinine. And the estimated GFR for females is equal to the GFR for men times 0.85. Now, pause the computer for a minute and try entering the program and see how you do. You should have approximately this screen as a result of doing the problem. The independent variables for the problem are age, weight, and creatinine, and sample data has been inserted: 88, 110, and 2.3. The estimated GFR for men, given these figures, is 34.5. If you look in the function box above, you see the quantity 140 minus B2, B2 being where the age is, times B3, the weight, divided by 72, divided by the creatinine in B4. The estimated GFR for women is 0.85 times the estimated GFR for men. Now we have completed a functional program that can compute GFR for men and women. We can change any one of the independent variables and get a new laboratory estimation. For example, we could make the creatinine 4, in which case the estimated GFR is now 20 for men and 17 for women.